Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we have this position. It is white to move and win, so you can pause the video to try to find the answer on your own. Okay, so the most reasonable move is to push this pawn, of course, because you don't want to lose it. This is the only way to win. Okay, so now, what if black takes this knight? Then we can easily promote, we are stopping his pawn from pushing, and then we use the king to win. Easy, right? Yeah. Well, what if black did not take the knight, and black decided to play b2? Now, if here we promote it to a queen or a rook, it doesn't really matter. It's better to promote to a queen because he's going to promote to a queen as well. Now, this is not winning. Yes, we have an extra piece, but actually this is not winning because black has too many checks to try to get in, and it's going to be a draw. Unfortunately, of course. Okay, so after this move h7, and black should actually push this pawn. Now, what do we do with the white? Well, here we have to stop this pawn. We have to figure out a way to take this pawn or to stop it. Now, of course, this we already discussed it. So we have to do something with this knight. And to do something, we cannot actually stop the pawn because he can just promote on the next move. So we have to make a forcing move with the knight. So it's going to be a check. Either knight to e6 check or knight to h3 check. Now, let's see, for example, this check. I mean, it doesn't do much. Black can just play king g4. After king g4, we cannot stop this pawn, we cannot have any checks, and this will be a draw. So, the only move that is left, it is knight to h3 check. Okay. Here, where it comes really beautiful puzzle. Now look, as you can see, black has too many options. If black went here, here, or here, it's going to be an immediate win for white. Why? Because king here, doesn't really matter. We can promote with a check. The king moves somewhere, we will win the pawn, and that's an obvious win. Okay, the same applies with to king to f6, because it will be a check, we will win the pawn. Okay, so 4 squares black cannot go to. Okay, and this is the fifth one. Okay, so now we are left with 3 options. Both of these 2 squares are actually bad for black. The reason for that, because after the move king g6, king f5, it doesn't really matter. Here, we can actually promote. Yes, we can promote, because once black does promote, then we have a check. King moves here, we take the queen, he takes the knight, and this is a winning endgame, of course. So, black cannot go here, 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 or here because of the queen check. Cannot go here, here because of the queen promotion, then a check, and then we pick up the pawn. So the only square that is left, it is king to g4, attacking our knight. The same thing, we cannot promote because he will be able to promote as well. We have to make a forcing move. And the only forcing move here on the board, it is knight to f2 check. Okay, now we have the exact same thing. We have these 2 squares that are bad for black. The reason for that, because we have a check and then we pick up the pawn. Okay, what about this light square? The light square is the exact same thing. We can promote, he promotes, and then we give a check, we pick up the queen. So far, these squares are bad for black. Okay, so now what? What about actually king to f4? This is obviously bad because of the fork and we win the pawn. Okay, so now we're only left with 3 options. King g5, king g3, and king to f3. If black went either king to g3 or king to g5, okay, for example here or here, it doesn't really matter, then we can play a check. King gets closer, and then we can stop the pawn from promoting. Sorry about that. We can stop it. Now the king is going to try to get close. We promote to a queen. It's going to try to help it, but then we can just put the knight there. He attacks. We can just defend it. And then the king has to move away. And we will be winning this, of course. It's really easy. Okay. So after this check on f2, the only reasonable move for black here, not to be forked or lose to this pawn, is king to f3. So now, what can we do? No more forcing moves. Queen promotion, black will promote. We cannot stop this pawn from promoting. Knight going here, knight going here, it doesn't really matter. There is no way to stop it. Unless you found the most beautiful move ever, and that is knight to e4. That is beautiful. Knight to e4. Now, what is the idea of knight to e4? That is very simple. If black promotes, we have this fork and we win the pawn. And if black takes, then we force black to be on this light diagonal, so that after we promote, we are attacking his pawn. He cannot defend it with the king. He needs to push it. And once he does that, then we have this check. The king will move anywhere. It doesn't matter. We take his queen, and this is a winning endgame. Thank you for watching.